Welcome to the deep dive. So, you sent us the transcript for Andrew A.J. Johnson's AJ's Wonderful Music Special from YouTube. And that's what we're going to do today. Really dive into it, see what key insights we can pull out.
Yeah, and what hits you right away, I think, is the mix. It's part performance, part really personal thoughts. You get this kind of rounded view of him, the music, different styles, but also what's going on inside.
Exactly. So our goal here isn't just to, list what happens. We want to dig into the why. What are the themes? What's the perspective Andrew A.J. Johnson is sharing through the songs, through the talking? Think of it as like getting behind the scenes a bit, understanding his creative process, and maybe what it says about being an independent artist now. So yeah, where should we start unpacking all this? It's quite a lot.
Well, the beginning seems like a good place. It kicks off with that track. Here we are. It's got a lot of energy. And what's interesting is how it just immediately sets the stage. It's not just hello. It's like, this is me. This is what I do. You feel that passion right from the get-go.
Oh, totally. And he jumps right in, doesn't he? Saying he's been doing original music for 15 years, singing, dancing, producing, acting, the whole one-man band thing. It really shines a light on that self-sufficiency you often need as an indie artist, right?
It suggests, a lot of control, maybe, a very direct line from his vision to the final thing, but also probably some big challenges, juggling all those skills, finding the time, but it lets that unique vision come through, unfiltered, I suppose.
Yeah.
And when he mentions using music to let off some steam,
Yeah.
well, that feels fundamental. Art as a way to cope with, modern life pressures. It's pretty relatable, isn't it?
It really is. But even with that independence, there's still this undercurrent of wanting to connect. He talks about becoming more reclusive, but then he makes this whole special, puts it out there. It points to that need for connection, for the work to land with people. How does that tension work between being alone and reaching out?
That's a great question. It's almost like the art itself is the bridge he's building. And the next song, One Big Superstar, it really leans into that. It's almost like this ideal vision, everyone sharing the dream,
Yeah.
The lyrics are all about unity, bringing everyone in.
Right. And then he undercuts it with that brilliant bit of humor, saying nobody was around to sing the group part because he was just in his bedroom studio. It's such a perfect snapshot. So relatable for anyone creating on their own.
Exactly. It grounds this big idea in, well, the often quite solitary reality of making stuff. It shows how you navigate those limits, maybe with humor, maybe with just getting on with it. And that kind of sets up his next reflection, doesn't it? About how he even got into music in the first place. It wasn't planned, apparently.
Yeah, he uses that phrase, being pushed out of the performer closet. It's so vivid. It suggests it wasn't maybe the path he saw for himself initially, even if it brought him joy later. But when the chance came, he took it. What's interesting about that hesitation, then the embrace.
Well, his honesty about not loving performing his own style at first, that's revealing. It speaks to the vulnerability, right? Putting something truly yours out there, risk of people not getting it. And the fact that family and friends accepting him was so key. It just shows how vital that support system is.
For sure.
He even connects it back to feeling like he didn't fit in before.
Yeah.
Like music was where he finally, belonged.
And that theme of belonging or not belonging really comes through strongly in the song Belonging Nowhere. It's very raw, very direct about feeling isolated. It's interesting how those struggles fuel the art.
Absolutely. And he's upfront about it. He says the art, even the darker stuff, the depression, the dystopian humor, that comes from an honest place.
Yeah.
It gives it weight, doesn't it? Authenticity.
Yeah.
And then the next track, where you're going to find your love, takes that loneliness into relationships, which is, a huge thing for everyone, especially now, maybe feeling a bit disconnected sometimes.
Then there's a bit of a practical shift. He starts plugging his videos, his albums, social media, which is just the reality now for an independent artist. You have to do that self-promo.
It's totally necessary.
Yeah.
Part of the job description. But even there, he slips in this empowering message in, I told you what to do.
Yeah.
The lyrics about using your voice, using your body. You got a voice now, you got to use it. It's less telling people off and more like, express yourself, take action. Kind of clever, really.
Yeah, weaving it in. Later on, he talks about accepting something pretty big, that he might not become that mainstream, overexposed hotshot. What does that kind of acceptance do for an artist, do you think?
Oh, it can be freeing, massively freeing. It shifts the goalposts, maybe, from chasing fame to just valuing the act of creating itself.
Right.
And the song, A Little Mixed Up, feels like it captures that, embracing the experimentation, trying things out, even knowing time's limited or feeling uncertain, just doing it anyway.
And that leads into an improbable soul, which just sounds full of surprise and gratitude. He seems genuinely amazed he's gotten to do what he's done, appreciating every chance. What does that tell us?
It highlights how unpredictable a creative life can be, I think. There's no set path, so every success, every opportunity, it can feel a bit like, wow, this happened.
Hmm.
You cherish it more, perhaps?
Makes sense.
Then the mood shifts again with, I deleted out dirt. That gets into some heavier stuff. Emotional distance, relationships that didn't quite resolve.
Yeah, there's that sense of trying to move on from difficult things, taking control maybe,
Yeah.
cleaning house internally. And he brings back that idea of identifying with the rejects, misfits, and outcasts.
Yeah.
Connecting with others who feel that way.
Right, it's that solidarity again, art, building a space for people who feel in the margins. Then he tackles the big one, love songs. With old love songs.
Yeah.
Admits it's hard to say something fresh there. What's interesting about how he approaches it?
It seems like he's trying to capture a feeling, the vibes, as he puts it, of those classic songs. Less about reinventing love itself, more about connecting to that long tradition of expressing it, finding his own angle.
Mm-hmm. And as we get near the end of the special, there's this really strong feeling of resilience in have a good year anyway. He acknowledges the struggles, personal, professional, whatever. But the message is, make the best of now. All I know is that today is the day that I got. That's powerful, focusing on the present.
So important. And his final thoughts kind of wrap it all up nicely, talking about pushing limits, accepting uncertainty, and how making music actually showed him his own strength.
Exactly. And that last song, I've Got the Power, it lands like a final statement. Self-reliance, choosing love, not fear. It's a really strong, positive finish.
So if we zoom out, Andrew A.J. Johnson's special gives us this really intimate look, the journey of an independent artist. You see the passion, the vulnerability, the struggles, and yeah, the resilience.
Yeah, the threads that run through it all seem to be that need for belonging, for connection, dealing honestly with tough emotions, and finding real strength through creativity.
Which leaves us with something for you to think about. How do your own, maybe, passion projects, whatever they might be, help you navigate life? Do those creative outlets let you explore things, maybe find a strength you didn't know you had, kind of echoing the journey we saw in Andrew A.J. Johnson's special? Anyway, thanks for taking this deep dive with us.